then from here we'll step the right leg forward to the front. Right leg forward to the front. Okay, now let's look at the alignment here. So we want to have a nice straight shin bone. Yeah, and just make sure the ankle's directly underneath the knee. Okay, now we want to improve the twist capacity of the body here to work Samana Vayu, which is the energy that looks after the stomach and small intestine. So we're going to raise the right hand up nice and high. If this is too strong, drop the back knee. Good, now really make sure that the belly is soft, the blood is flowing freely to this region. So yoga essentially will increase when you come into these stronger postures, the sympathetic nervous system response, because the blood is moving away from the belly into the heart. So that's why Shavasana is the best pose to practice after you've eaten. Good, we're going to take it a little bit further here. So with that twist, if you can raise the left elbow and place the hands together. If this is too strong, knee to the floor and just hug the knee in nice and close. Excellent, down face dog position, hands down, press back. Now we're going to create a little bit of a bunda in the hands. So if you can just spin your hands like they're externally rotating there, that will draw the blood flow back to the heart. Good, and then we'll come to a twist. So you might like to take hold of Navi Marma, so which is the navel. Pull that gently and then lift the left hand high. So these postures in the Ayurvedic and yogic tradition are about increasing digestive fire. So increasing the pitta. Great, let's take both hands down. And then from there we're going to turn it, so this time the elbow comes across and we make it just that little bit stronger. Remember the back knee can stay to the earth. And still the belly breath is really important to us. So try not to hold the breath in these postures. Great, okay, let's slowly come down. The next pose we'll need a brick for. We want to affect Indrabasti Mama points. So we've got Mama points for digestion here, both sides, Indrabasti, and here at the calf. So we want a posture that's going to affect these Mama points, which look after stomach and spleen. So we want to take this brick here. The forearms come to the floor, and then we push back. Now your job is to try and keep pressing down on that Mama point. So keep pressing down. The forearms to the floor, the grip is like that, and then we work the calf muscles as well. Okay. So forearms to the floor, head off the floor, head off the floor. So it's very strong on the shoulders and arms. Good. Take rest whenever you need to because it's strong, and you can just come back into it. This prepares us for inversions, which are excellent for digestion because it changes the way or uses gravity to pull food from the stomach through the ileocecal valve into the colon. Okay, that's excellent. Let's gently come down here. And then from there, we'll inhale, lift up, open through the belly. Exhale, come down. 2 more of those. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Good. Down face dog position. Step or jump the feet forward. Uttanasana. Good. Now rest the belly, the colon down on the thighs here. Come to this posture here, Utkatasana. So the palms are just above the earth. The function of this pose is to cleanse the bowel energetically. And then from there we'll come to half chair. And then to standing. Good. From here, let's step the right leg back and come to a warrior 2 posture. Great. So as you rest in the pose here, just make sure that the knee is turning just gently to the left side of your mat. And we want to work the adductor here, which is the liver meridian. So often in Chinese medicine and Ayurveda, when the liver meridian is too hot or there's too much energy in the liver, then we tend to get too much pitta in the gut. Or the emotions of anger, resentment can be high. So make sure your knee is directly over your ankle, and then see if you can challenge the knee to move to the left side of the mat, so you're working into the liver meridian, which runs all up and down through the inner thighs. Sacral chakra in Ayurveda. Yogic medicine. Okay, from here we're going to increase it, so the stretch into the adductor. So you can take a brick and have it close by if you want, or elbow to the knee, hand to the brick, either or, and then swing the right arm around. Good, now keep working that inner thigh, so roll the inner thigh to the external. Excellent. Then we'll inhale, lift up here. As you come up, we're going to take a brick and place it to Indrabasti, the mama point just behind the calf, and draw down. If that's too strong, just hands to both bricks and rest in that position. So you want to put pressure on the back of Indrabasti mama point there. So right in the back of the calf, wedge it in there, and then pull down, elbows to the sides. Excellent, and then softly release. Step forward, Uttanasana here. Lift up through the inner arches of the feet, which in Ayurvedic medicine, as we rest in Uttanasana, reflect the digestive center of the foot. So the solar plexus is in the inner part of the foot. And so if someone has weak arches, often we see that they might have weak digestion, weak posture. So posture also affects the way that we hold the organs in the body. Okay, let's come down, and from here we place the palms just above the wood. Yeah. And then we press the belly and thighs together. Take half chair. Good, and then to standing. Excellent. Left leg comes back, right leg forward. And then see if you can channel the knee slightly out to the right side of the mat, working into the inner thigh here. Great. Arms come out, warrior 2. Breath steady and even, so try and avoid holding the breath. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Yep, now belly soft. So we can often, the moment you walk into a room, you've read someone within the first 0.3 of a second. And what you're reading is the tension in their gut often as well as their face. So you want to keep that belly soft. So you're increasing oxytocin, the trust hormone. So people trust you, you trust others, and improving vagal tone, which is linked to inflammation. Good. Elbow comes down, or hand to the earth. Now, what's happening is blood is moving to your limbs in these postures, so it's coming away from the belly. So one way that you can start to affect blood flow back to the heart is to create a little bit of a bunda through the legs. So squeeze the legs together so it improves the venous return and blood moves more gently towards the heart. Or comes back to the heart. So we want to go into a relaxation response, if possible, in our postures, which is hard because generally the sympathetic nervous system is at play. But every posture becomes effortless. Good, we'll turn it, take our brick, place it behind the calf muscle there, head comes down. Elbows come out, that's good. Really working the back of the calf muscle there. Excellent. Brick to the side, Uttanasana here. Take hold of the back calf muscles, just underneath the calf. Dig your little fingers into that mama point, and then draw down. Good. Fingers interlocked behind. Exhale the hands up and over the head. Good. Hands come down. Come into a low squat position. Hands just resting above the wood here. And then from there, come up. Halfway position. Exhale for standing. Beautiful. Trikonasana here. So we're going to step our left leg forward, right leg back. And then have a brick close by. Because we're going to twist and work Samana Vayu. So really when we work with digestion in asana, we're looking for two things. That our flow of energy works well down the legs. So what are the postures that we did to work the apanic energy? You might not know this yet, but I'm just going to keep questioning until you've got it. So remember we worked the legs and I said this is good for wind, digestion, constipation. Yep, so we're lifting legs up. We did this one here. So this is the energy called apana that works downwards. And if that wasn't working, what would happen to your bowel? Constipated, blocked, diarrhea, all those things happen. And then also we say apana works on the mind. So then the mind is also not working if apana's, because you're not removing mental or physical waste. So all the postures we did here were about apana. And here. And here. Yeah. And even this one, apana. And we'll do some more on apana. But we did twist just then, and we did that. And so now we're working on samana. And this is the vata prime mover energy. Remember the wind has to move things through the system. So that apana vayu makes the poo go down, wee go down, menstrual fluid go down, semen go down and out, and controls the lower bowel. But the samana energy works the digestion up here, so the assimilation, things like that. So making sure that you're not getting heartburn, making sure that you're not getting just slow, sluggish digestion through the small intestine, assimilation problems in the small intestine. So these postures, to work a samana, we're looking at twists, okay? So that's what we'll do now, more of those twists. So left leg forward, and then we'll take our right hand across the brick, and then I want you to work on lifting the navel towards the ceiling, lifting the navel towards the ceiling. Now if that's too strong, I'll get you some Great. Let's inhale, come up. And then from there we'll change. Brick comes over to the opposite side. Good. And then from there, opposite hand comes up and crisscrosses over. You can take Nabi Mama, which is excellent for healing digestive function, and then gently draw it up. So Nabi literally means navel. Mama is a secret mystical dot for other leg, yeah.
Oh, is it the other leg?
Yes. Good. So Nabi, the navel lifting up, increasing the twist. Good. Good, let's inhale, come back up, send the leg forward to the front here. And from there, inhale, hands come high, working on Apana, the downward flowing energy. Exhaling. Good, take an inhale here, hold. Exhale, lower down. Palms just above the earth, massaging into the lower colon. Great. Okay, from here we're going to send the legs wide and come to a squat position. Now we practice what we call Ashwini Mudra. So, contrary to what Ayurveda believes, unfortunately Western medicine doesn't agree with this. So I'm talking about prana, and now we're talking about the biomechanics of the body. So, for example, when you go to the toilet, there's a peristaltic action. You get 2 waves, and you've got to listen to those waves. Otherwise, those waves stop working. So as you get older, you lose your ability to go to the toilet if you don't defecate when you feel the urge to go to the loo. So you've got to listen to that urge and act on it. Yeah. So we in Ayurveda know that, Western medicine, we know that if we put pressure on these organs, it's not going to increase peristalsis. Is that okay with everyone? So you're not going to get those waves just because you put pressure there. So what we do know is the pressure can only come from inside the bowel to increase the peristaltic action. So that means we need to have fibre in the diet, and that pressure of the bulkiness in the bowel tells us to go to the loo. So when I'm saying this does this, that's an Ayurvedic thing, but it doesn't necessarily put the pressure on the organs to make you go to the toilet. But it might reduce wind, and then you'll fart, or let off, or whatever the most polite way of saying that is. But this here, what we're about to do, starts to increase the negative pressure in the anus. So you're going to, here, take your anal sphincter and lift it up. Anal sphincter and lift it up. Good. Then from there, we're going to take it a little bit further. So you'll choose one of the 2 poses. You'll take the hands down, and as you come up, you'll lift your anal sphincter here. Or alternatively, you'll come down, lift the anal sphincter in this pose. So either or. One's hard, one's easy. Great. Okay, now from here we'll come down, pop a blanket just underneath your glutes, and we'll take our left leg back, right leg forward. So remember, peristalsis can really at this stage only be affected from the inside, but we're going to manipulate pressures in the body internally, which may or may not work. Nothing proven yet. Okay. So inhale, lift up. Definitely we're increasing pressure in the anus, that's for sure. You'll feel that. So we come down here, and you're going to pull up through Ashwini Mudra. So your anal sphincter goes, and you create a negative pressure in the anus. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Anal sphincter lifts up. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Anal sphincter lifts up. You stay down. These postures are excellent for heartburn as well. So Shavasana and these forward bends are said to be great for heartburn because they rebalance the nervous system. So these have a calming effect, cooling effect for hot pitta type people or pitta type digestion, imbalanced. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands down. Janu Shavasana on the opposite side. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, down. Good. If you can, really keep the breath only through the nose. So you want this so that this increases the nitric oxide in the sinuses of the skull and through the bloodstream. Nitric oxide is an anti-inflammatory. When you're breathing in and out through the mouth, you've got to remember that the mouth is for eating, not for breathing. And if you breathe in and out through the mouth, then you'll tend to have anxiety, asthma, breathing difficulties, because it must happen through the nose. Therefore, if you have difficulty breathing through the nose, we fix this. We fix this through diet or whatever it takes to get you breathing back through the nostrils. Yoga should always be taught through the nostrils unless otherwise advised with special breathing techniques. Inhale, lift up. Hands by the sides. Preparing to work with Ashwini Mudra again, the anal sphincter lift. Inhale. Exhale. So basically we're improving interoceptive awareness, your internal awareness. So lift the anal sphincter. Chin down. Good. Take an inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Pull the belly in here, which increases the positive pressure in the abdomen, and then lift Ashwini Mudra, negative pressure in the abdomen, in the anus. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands down. Good. From here, Paschimottanasana. You can bend the knees off if it's too painful for the back. Inhale, hands high. Working Apana here. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands down. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands forward and down. Inhale, hands high, through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Good. Pull through the anal sphincter. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. These postures very good for heartburn. Remember the forward bends. They're cooling, calming, quietening. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Anal sphincter, lift it up gently. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands by the sides. Good. Cross the legs together here. We crossed at Indrabasti Mama point, so right in the calf there. We cross the shin bone at that point. So we press the calf onto the bone, and then we fold forward into Sukhasana here, either pushing the head to a soft object or a brick. Okay, now bring the softness to the belly. 95% of the serotonin is increased in the belly, or produced in the belly. And this travels, most of the messages actually travel from belly to brain as well, we're now seeing. So 95% of the messages come from gut to brain, not the other way around. And this happens by the vagus nerve. So focus on the belly, calm that down. Now Ayurveda has a long practice technique which is sun to the belly. So if the digestion is weak, then we place sun to the belly. When we look at diets, that are recommended by the Gawler Institute, those anti-inflammatory diets, the recommendation is also 15 minutes of direct sunlight to the body daily. This is to heal inflammation in the body. So you want to allow the belly to have sun to it. So if you're doing your asana practice at home and you've got sunlight streaming in, ideally you sit with the upper portion of the body with just a bra or naked if you're a male, and then from there you get sunlight to the belly. Or perhaps you swim each day and you can start to get sunlight to the body in that way. When we meditate, we face the sun first thing in the morning and we let the sun shoot through to the pineal gland to balance melatonin and serotonin. So again, if you can get sun first thing on the belly in the morning, as well as right to the third eye, this will be ideal for your mental health and your microbiome. Good, let's change, other side. Cross over at intrabusty marma point. Push in, come down. So remember, in yoga, we have the ability to control interoceptive awareness. So this means your internal workings of your body. Now in yoga we call these the Antara Indriyas. And the good news is, quite simply put, is that we can control temperature, heart rate, mind, chemical concentration of blood in the body, the tissue stretching, our heartbeat, our hunger, our blood flow, the local temperature on our skin, our breath. Good, let's inhale, come up. We're going to work the liver meridian a little bit more now. So let's take the legs nice and wide. Make sure you've got that three-fold blanket underneath you, or alternatively have a little bit of a tilt to the pelvis, that's forward. Legs nice and wide, and then exhale, fold forward, come down. Head can touch an object here. And if it's too strong to come down, then just stay high here. Ideally, if you can leave your toes lifted towards the ceiling, and pull the heels in very gently towards you as well. Okay, excellent. Let's inhale, come up. This time we want to put a brick between the legs, and we'll take a belt and place it just underneath the feet here to work into the liver meridian a little bit more here. So as you exhale, come down. We're also working the pranic energy, so the downward flowing energy, much similar to these poses where we've got pressure moving downwards. So the forward bend is really important to us. Press the knees open just a little bit further if you can. Working quite strongly into the adductor. So the brick between the legs makes it just a little bit harder. And think of 3 things you can do now to induce the relaxation response in the body. So the way you breathe just through the tip of the nostrils will have an effect. You can avoid flaring the nostrils, which typifies an angry breath, or a breath that might take us for a run. Good, and then we'll come back up to our squatting position that was done before. And actually when someone's quite chronically constipated, we often give them this pose to do. So have any of you ever known yogis to actually sit or squat on toilets? Yeah, so this is the posture that's done. So you do this to alleviate constipation. So unfortunately, when I was pregnant, there's that gorgeous hormone that blocks everything. I can't remember what it's called.
Is the one not Luxembourg?
No, I think you just get more progesterone or something like that that makes everything slow down, so you become bovine and like a cow. I've forgotten what the hormone is at the moment, but you're slow as anything. And unfortunately, your digestion follows suit. So this is quite embarrassing, but this is what I would do out in the fields to try and get things moving, and it does work. And so I think some of you have been through those operations at hospital. They get you to tilt forward when you go to the toilet. So if you're not going to squat on your toilet seat, and I have known my friends who are yogis to break toilet seats, which I think is probably extreme, then you want to tilt forward on the toilet to help not, often people tilt back or do some sort of crazy things. You want to tilt forward. Okay, is that clear? So remember me squatting out there. And remember.
You're going to suggest for someone to do this, how long would they do it for?
Oh, as long as, until it works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter, they're on the toilet, right? And then ideally they're just tilting forward, not back. Yeah. So the tilt has to be forward. That's all you need to remember.
Physios would say just to sit on the toilet and make your knees higher than...
That's right. Yeah, knees higher is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's how to go to the toilet. So if you really want to get some assistance, so yeah, the feet are higher on a stool, and then you fold forward on the toilet. Yeah. Now then you can add something to it, which is a little bit crazy. There's a marma point just under the earlobes here, and that helps the flow of apana downwards. So if someone has a tight jaw, so you want to just come underneath the earlobes and push up. Now I don't think you're going to do this on the toilet, but you might. And you can certainly use it as a placebo effect if you don't believe in it. But, well, you've got to believe in it for it to work. But when you're doing this generally sends the flow of apana down. And if you see someone with a tight jaw, that usually means that the sympathetic nervous system switched on with that, and the whole body will be pulled up like that, including the bowel. Does that make sense? So that's important, that marma point to us. Okay, we're just going to finalise our practice with a few more active apanic postures, so you don't feel like when you're in your practice, for those of you who have quite a strong practice, these are some postures that will accentuate this apanic flow. So one heel will be high, you'll inhale, lift up, so apana, downward flowing energy, samana, twist. Is that clear? Yep, so I'm going to add some harder sequences now. Now if this looks ridiculously too high for you, you've got chairs around the back, and we'll please take a chair instead of the beam. That's great. Now we'll come to a twist. So to a twist here, just gently take the hand across, okay, and then turn the head to look over the right hand. Good. Accentuate the arch in the foot, which tends to, in both Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine, work the digestive system. So the middle portion of the heel works the small intestine and stomach, and the lower portion of the heel relates to the lower digestive tract. Good. So cracked heels in Ayurveda mean that the digestion, there's dryness in the colon. So if you tend to get cracked heels, dryness in the colon. Okay, then from there, return back to neutral position. We'll change sides. So we have the opposite leg nice and high. Good, and first of all, the bottom leg is facing towards the beam. Yeah. Hands come up nice and tall. Good, and then exhale and fold forward. Good, so try and work on the alignment of this base foot, so turn it around, yep. So we're working on a calf muscle mama point here, Indrabasti. You want to relax underneath the earlobes, Vidhura mama, relaxing the jaw. Pull up through Ashwini mudra, the anal sphincter. Keep the belly soft. Good, okay, from here we'll create a twist. So this time just the right hand comes to an obvious position on your leg, so you can either come to the foot or the outer calf. Then turn the head to look over the left hand, and then lift from the navel center. So Samana Vayu. Good, head turning to look towards the thumbnail where possible. Samana. Beautiful. Okay, from here hands come down and we press back, and we're going to first of all just come to a stretch in the upper body as well as the lower as our counter pose. Belly soft again, relaxing underneath the earlobes. Good, then from here we'll take the underarm grip of the hand, so just mind that there's no spiders underneath, it is the season for it. And then squat low, so you're now taking the belly and thighs close together and you're sitting into that low position where you're massaging into the internal organs, putting pressure on them, and then at the same time creating the flow of apana downwards. So one of the sacred winds of the body. Beautiful. Okay, let's change. Come over to this beam here and we'll have a look at the next posture. So we're just going to do two inversions today. One is headstand and the other is shoulder stand, and I'll teach you the simplest variation of headstand so that you don't have to come to the full one. But this pressure, which defies gravity, is usually considered to be quite good for the bowel. Okay, so we're going to have that set up, so an upside down L shape. Your hands will come behind the bricks, you'll walk into the bricks, and that's all you have to do. So if you haven't done these inversions before, just stay steady there. You can use the glass, no problems at all. Then from there you'll kick up if you want to, or raise one leg high. And then we hold here for quite a period of time, remembering that we want that reverse, that flow. We also see that these postures make us urinate a little bit more, and they tend to help with lymphatic flow. So in terms of a healthy overall immune system and reduced inflammation, inversions are supposed to be excellent. So remember, if you've never done that before, we don't care because your head is still below your heart, and therefore your digestive organs are also in a different position, okay? And so just one leg high will be fine, or just rest here. So the setup is pretty important. If that goes wrong, things don't feel so comfortable. So an upside down L shape, fingers interlocked behind the back, head doesn't necessarily touch the floor. So this tends to give the gravities the organs a different place to sit. So usually they're working against gravity here, and now they're not. And so we don't really yet know what difference that makes. It just changes things, hopefully for the better. And in terms of food entering via the ileocecal valve into the colon, we know that inversions do help. And they certainly help lymphatics. Good, okay, now for those of you in the posture, see how it feels to create a little bit of a twist here. So then we're starting to work Samana Vayu. So try the twist, and then if you're now have done the twist, then your knees hug together and come down, and you try and squeeze the body without falling, which is really hard. So what we'll start to do now is our shoulder stand. So there are many variations of this. I'll show you the easiest one first, which is pretty effective for most head, neck and shoulders without drawing you into pain. Now these postures actually, you know, when we're told that they work the apanic energy and so they're not good for reproductive issues. So if you tend to be on your cycle, then we don't necessarily do them for that reason, because then it reverses the flow. I don't believe in such because there's not much in Western medicine to say that's the case, but you can certainly err on the side of caution should you wish. So the hands come here and we just rest at this point here. Now if you felt comfortable there was no pain on the head, neck or shoulders, then you would come into a V-shaped position, which is Viparita Karani, similar to legs up the wall pose before it became close to the wall. Okay? So you're not in shoulder stand, your head and neck are supported, and then you'd return back to the wall, take this V shape, and then come down at any point. You can also make it a little bit more of a gentle movement on the body, and I recommend this if you have prolapses, that you're coming just to here and down, so you're not increasing the intra-abdominal pressure too much. Okay, so you're just here, hold, sphincters pull up. Does that make sense? Sphincters pull up, and then exhale down.
Celia, are we all about how far away from the wall?
Yeah, so probably you just need it will depend on different flexibility, but let's come, say, with about 10 to 30 centimetres away from the wall, and then lift up. Now, if you want something harder, and you'll have to know how to do this well, because it's a bit of a messy one to teach you if you haven't yet done it before, then you're here, and then rolling in, measuring about a fist width between the edge of the bolster and the shoulder. Hands come to the wall, lift up, in, hook and hold. Now why would that be good, do you think, for digestion?
Compressing the...
Yeah, there's apana working, so the pressure. You're reversing the contents, the way that gravity holds the organs in place. And you also start to releasing through the neck, so the apanic energy there. So it's a really good one. Excellent for head, neck and shoulder pain too, depending on the severity. Then from there, legs can come up, here, hold, and then back to your twists at work samana. Does that make sense? And then of course the twist can become a little bit more exotic if you open the legs up and split them open hard with the walls there. And then you've got this one here that works the inner thighs. So back to the liver and any excessive heat in the body. Rolling out. Then together we'll all rest in this one, where this goes. And then we're back in Setu Bandhasana, which is where we were earlier. Here in a mild inversion, and then stretching out through the organs. Okay? So whichever one you choose, enjoy. We'll start to practice Setu Bandhasana, which is this one here. So you want to have the shoulders to the edge of the bolster, and then down you come, arms open. So you want your shoulder blades on the floor, on the ground, arms open nice and wide. Okay, so we've done this posture already. We had the brick or the bolster underneath the hips before, and when we focus on the belly breath. Okay, so very slowly we'll start to move the bolster from underneath us and create some deep pressure as we hug the knees back to the chest, returning to that apanic stretch, so Apana Vayu. Apanasana, the pose is called, so working the apanic energy. And then we're going to practice the pranayama from here. That's very good for releasing heat in the digestion. So this is for those of you who suffer from heartburn or acidity. It will not affect you poorly if you're of vata of kapha digestion type, but you can certainly learn it regardless. So it's an inhale through the teeth and an exhale gently through the nostrils. Inhale through the teeth, turn the head to the left, open the knees wide. Exhale back to center. Knees together. Inhale through the teeth, head to the right, knees open wide. Exhale back to center. Sitkari pranayama, cooling breath. Inhale through the teeth, head to left, knees open wide. Exhale back to center. Inhale through the teeth, head to the right. Exhale back to center. Good work with your own breath now. Inhale. Okay, for Shavasana, please put a zafu, a weight on the belly. So weight on the belly and weight on the eyes to reduce heart rate. So we want to have a very good relaxation response in Shavasana. Remember, this is the best pose to practice after eating. Possibly not with the weight on the belly after eating, but you want to rest so that the blood flow is all to the belly and not to the limbs. See if you can observe which nasal passage you're breathing through, left or right. So you're looking at nasal laterality. And you want to notice if you're breathing in the left nostril, then usually this is best for pitta type digestion. If you're breathing through the right nostril, this is better for vata and kapha. So the right nostril increases heat, the left nostril increases the cool element. If you're unaware of which nasal you're breathing through, just breathe evenly through both at this point. Remembering that oxytocin, vagal tone, the microbiome are all linked. And in Buddhist philosophy, we send metta, loving kindness, to all living beings. So aware that there's a whole microbiome, living organisms in your gut, 3 pounds of them. Send loving kindness to those organisms. It's an esoteric concept, but I'm sure it'll be proven to work. Regardless, this metta will assist your nervous system. And in fact, this microbiome that exists in your gut is more important than your genome alone. So whatever's been passed down to us by our parents, your microbiome is more important than what lies in your genes. So send loving kindness, be mindful, improve the out breath, the relaxation response. So if you found that you had pitta type digestion, at this point, just gently breathe through the left nostril and send a sense of coldness down to the digestion, a sense of cooling. If you found that you had vata or kapha type digestion, breathe through the right nostril and send a sense of warmth through the body. So you might visualize the image red or yellow in the belly. This will tend to raise the heart rate a little bit and bring about a certain warmth to the body. So remember, yogis can change the temperature of the skin, the blood flow, the chemical concentration of the blood. So remember to use your mind wisely and the second brain in your gut. Roll gently to the right side, keep the left nasal passage open. This will assist in your circadian rhythm. And take the hands to the heart, chin to the chest. And gently bowing to that which is sacred to you. So thank you.